Hey Grande Alive, this is your weekly Newsish Roundup, brought to you by Grande Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything Too Digital, EONI, Valley Realty, Country Financial, and Schwab Fire Center. How much do you pay for television? 90 bucks a month? 100 bucks a month? 120? What if I told you that there was a television option available for as little as 100 bucks a year? And what's better, that each channel in the package was hand-picked to best suit Eastern Oregonians. Well, dunk me like a duck, toss me in an asylum, and call me crazy. This TV package really exists, and it's called the Blue Mountain Translator District. The Blue Mountain Translator District is a TV translator, and here's the scoop. Every channel that is broadcast in Portland and Boise can't reach here without amplification and translation. We're too remote. And that's where the district comes in. The district takes well-known channels like Fox and OPB and translates them to us, all pretty much for free. The only cost to you and me is 100 bucks per year to help them service their towers and keep the pistons running. And what's even better about the district is that the channel listings are all hand-picked to be the best selection they can get for us here in Eastern Oregon.
Now, off Mount Fanny, which would cover the La Grande Union area, we actually have a couple of Spanish language stations because we have a larger population of Spanish-speaking people. In Baker, we have the Boise station because Baker gets a lot of stuff off Boise. We're family people. We are family people, and we like to have content that we don't have to worry that our kids will be watching something inappropriate. So we're big on family content.
But the trouble is that the translator district is in a little bit of a pickle. Recently, T-Mobile purchased a broad spectrum of channels from the US government as part of a massive nationwide network expansion. And some of those channels were being used by the district. And while it might seem like a simple process to move a channel from one number to the next, it's actually complicated and expensive. Now, the district volunteers assured me that in the end, this moving won't affect the average viewer and their experience of the television channels, except maybe having to watch their content in a slightly different channel. But bottom line, they need subscribers to help them get through this time, and you might be one of those people who might do well with the district.
The people that we're trying to reach is somebody who want some choices available to them, but not so many choices that they feel like they're paying for a whole bunch of nothing. So for $100 a year, you have antenna TV, you've got your local news programs, and then you can choose to subscribe to any sort of different internet service that you like.
If the district can get through this time, they hope to continue hand-picking channels to best suit Eastern Oregon and provide a low-cost alternative to dish and cable TV. The board has high hopes for the future, and with how expensive television is these days, they hope to continue to provide a local option for television.
I don't think you can really beat the cost in this area, especially when you look at cable companies, satellite companies, and even some streaming services. A $100 annual service charge for the district is cheaper than a standard account from Netflix, for example. And Netflix isn't going to give you weather for the area. So the other thing is that a lot of the content we provide is helpful for people who need information about what's going on. Recently, there was some technical problems with one of our translators that wasn't allowing us to broadcast the NBC channel from Boise that we usually broadcast. And we got a lot of phone calls and a lot of comments at public meetings going, hey, where is Boise? And people look at the Boise NBC channel for information about the weather here. Just that alone is important for farmers and to figure out what's going to be coming out of the sky the next day.
This title story was brought to you by
Ronde Hospital. Big city hospital, small town care.
Let nature be thy medicine. This is a slightly shifted adage of a great doctor of the Greeks. And it's an appropriate adage, I think, when talking about naturopathic medicine. Or at least, as I got to learn about it this week with Kate Spangler, a local naturopathic doctor. Kate is a La Grande native. She moved away to study medicine, and now she's back to La Grande to help people learn how to be healthy, naturally. Naturopathic medicine uses what's called a holistic approach, she said. That means seeing people as not just a body, but as a person that includes body, mind, and spirit, and exists in an environment. Health, she said, requires looking at all of these elements in a person's life. Instead of just treating a physical condition, holistic medicine tries to understand the person and their circumstances to be able to understand why exactly they're having health problems in the first place. Once the doctor understands their patient a little bit, then they can begin treatment, Kate said. Kate has what's called her foundations of health, things that every person needs to stay healthy. And oftentimes her treatment starts there.
So a lot of what I do is working with people's what I call foundations of health. So the amount of rest you're getting, the amount of movement you're getting, clinical nutrition, hydration, stress management, all of that stuff that can really affect the outcomes of someone's health. It can affect the symptoms you're having. And it can, getting all those things on point can really work to build your health from the ground up.
Now, all that philosophical mumbo-jumbo is great and all, but what do I do to feel and be healthier? Well, I asked Kate that in my interview, and one thing she said everyone can do, in addition to paying attention to their foundations of health, as she listed, is simple as changing the temperature in your shower once in a while.
My favorite therapy that can really help with a number of different conditions is called contrast hydrotherapy. And that's basically the easiest way that you could possibly do it is maybe in your shower. After you do 3 minutes of a hot shower, turn it on cool or cold for 30 seconds. And that should be either at the end of your shower, or you could do a couple rounds of that in your shower. And you always end on cold. You end on cold to your trunk to cool you down and to your back to cool you down. But once you kind of lose that heat load, then you want to do the very ends of it on the ends of your arms and legs. And what that does is it draws the blood out from your core after your shower, so it draws it out to the ends of your limbs as a reflex reaction to that cool water. And that really increases your circulation all over your body.
Interesting.
And, increased circulation means increased oxygen and nutrient delivery to the area. It also means increased lymphatic drainage, which is kind of the trash collector of your body. It gets the waste material out, it gets the good stuff in.
Wow.
And it can make a great difference in terms of energy.
Overall, the conversation was a quick but informative soiree into the otherwise unknown world of naturopathic medicine here in La Grande. Kate is starting a practice here in La Grande and is doing house calls to begin helping people to get healthier. If you're interested in her services, you can find her business page on Facebook, which is also where the rest of this interview is located, only available on lagrandealive.tv. This story was brought to you by
EONI, Local Business and Phone Service.
And here's your Sports Spotlight with Ronald Bond from the Observer newspaper.
Greetings, I'm Ronald Bond with the La Grande Observer for lagrandealive.tv, and this is the High School Sports Spotlight. We're going to start off with a quick blow-by-blow of what happened in high school football last week. La Grande fell in the GOL de facto title game to Ontario 35-7. Union picked up its first win of the season over Imbler 20-12, and Wallowa finished a perfect Old Oregon League campaign by throttling Powder Valley 74-6. Also, Joseph won its season finale, but taking losses were Enterprise, Cove, and Elgin. We move to the volleyball court where, in thrilling fashion, the Imbler volleyball team punched a ticket to the state playoffs by beating Union in 5 sets Saturday at the Wakatai tournament. Union ended up taking 3rd place in the tourney and Enterprise placed 4th. While the Bobcats ended up on the bubble of if they were going to earn a playoff spot, they found out late Tuesday night that they did indeed earn a bid to state. They earned an at-large bid. As we move down to the 1A ranks, Joseph won the Old Oregon League tournament to earn a state berth, but Powder Valley, the top team in the OOL during the regular season, stunningly lost both of its matches and will miss out on state. The Badgers finished the season at 22-12. The La Grande volleyball team saw its season end Monday night in a heartbreaker, falling in 4 sets in a play-in game to Scappoose, the same team that knocked the Tigers out a year ago. La Grande was down 21-10 in the 4th set and looked like they were about to roll over and die, but rallied and got within 1 point of the Indians at 23-22 and at 24-23 in the 4th set before the Indians finished off the match. The Tigers finished their season at 10-10. On the soccer field, LeGrande finished with a pair of wins in Ontario, the girls winning 6-1 and the boys taking a 2-0 victory. For the LeGrande girls, it means they finish the season with a perfect record at 12-0-0, the first time that they've had a perfect regular season since 2013. And as the sports historians may recall, 2013 was the year that LeGrande reached the state championship game. And in cross country, the Union Cove boys wrapped up the regular season with yet another win at the Burnside Invite last week in Pendleton. On the girls' side, it was Enterprise leading the local teams, taking fourth. And here's what's ahead as some teams finish their regular seasons and others get into the playoff action. On the football field, LeGrande hosts Molalla in a play-in game Friday night. This is the same team that LeGrande beat a year ago, almost to the day, 29-22, in a very similar game. In fact, in the very same game. It was a play-in game then. At the 1A ranks, Wallowa will play Crane in the Special District 1 title game. Both teams have already earned a playoff berth, so this is just for seeding. Meanwhile, Cove travels to Adrian for a district playoff game with a state playoff berth on the line. And in the Wapatai League, Imbler travels to Enterprise and Union hosts Grant Union in the regular season's finales for all 4 teams. 2 of those teams will end up going to the state playoffs. On the volleyball court, as noted earlier, Imbler has earned a state playoff berth, but will have its hands full as it travels to face the #1 seed in the state, Culver, on Saturday. Union, as we mentioned, will also be in the playoffs and will travel to Monroe on Saturday to face the Dragons. And at the 1A ranks, Joseph will host Perrydale in a second-round playoff game Saturday night. The LH boys soccer team will host Henley in a state play-in game Saturday, while the LHS girls wait to see who they will play in a Halloween night soccer match, probably Halloween afternoon actually, soccer match in its first-round game on Tuesday. And last but not least, Union Cove, Enterprise, and Elgin will run in the Special District 5 cross-country championships Friday in Pendleton with state berths on the line, while LeGrande will head to Milton Freewater Saturday for the GOL championships. That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to pick up a copy of The Observer Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Tune in online at legrandeobserver.com and check out what Will, Brent, and the crew are doing on legrandealive.tv. Oh, and follow me on Twitter at LGOBond. Peace out.
And here's your EOU Sports with Ian and Chris from EOU Athletics.
I'm Chris Duarte.
And I'm Ian Dexter.
Welcome to Around the Mountain in about 90 seconds. Take 1.
The football team fell 30-21 at Montana Western on Saturday in Dillon, Montana. Brendan Kelly had his second straight 100-yard receiving game with 140 yards. Mountaineers returned to Community Stadium on Saturday, hosting rival College of Idaho for a breast cancer awareness game.
Volleyball started off rough, getting swept by Northwest, but bounced back Saturday, sweeping Evergreen. EOU is currently atop the CCC standings by 1 game and will face Corbin and Northwest Christian this weekend.
Also atop the CCC standings, the EOU women's soccer team played 2 tough contests, tying College of Idaho 0-0 on Friday before falling for the first time in CCC action 1-0 on Saturday at Rocky Mountain.
Men's soccer went 0-2 over the weekend, dropping games to C of I 3-1. Goodman had the lone goal in that game, and Sunday fell to number 7th ranked Rocky Mountain 3-0. Both teams are back at home this weekend, hosting Northwest Christian on Friday for breast cancer awareness and Corbin on Saturday for Senior Day.
The women's wrestling team picked up a 33-1 victory over Umpqua Community College to start its season 1-0. Amber Pear, Jessica DeHart, and Alexis Cavero all won by fall to lead the Mountaineers. EOU men's wrestling starts its season this weekend at the Lassen CC Duels in Susanville, California.
Men's basketball tipped off the season Friday against Fraser Valley and came out on top 97-82. Freshman Jordan May dropped 32 points and the team as a whole shot 52%. The following day, the team survived the second half scare but still won 85-78. Blake O'Donnell recorded a double-double with 14 points and 15 rebounds. The team is back in action this weekend for the Taco Bell Shootout in Caldwell. Well, that's a Crunch Wrap Supreme for us here at EOU Athletics. Join us next week for another edition of Around the Mountain in about 90 seconds.
For more information, visit us at eousports.com.
And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup. This roundup was brought to you by Grande Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything 2 Digital, EONI, Valley Realty, Country Financial, and Schwab Tires. Please like and share the video and tune into LaGrandeLive.tv for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.